Blue Velvet, a 1986 mystery film directed by David Lynch, begins with the return of college student Jeffrey Beaumont to his small hometown of Lumberton after his father's health crisis. Jeffrey quickly stumbles upon a severed human ear, drawing him into the town's dark underbelly. Teaming up with Sandy Williams, the daughter of a local detective, Jeffrey embarks on an investigation that leads them to Dorothy Vallens, a troubled lounge singer with connections to violent local criminals. Lynch's vision of Lumberton blends vintage Americana with the surreal, using anachronistic costumes, cars, and music to evoke a sense of dreamlike dissonance between innocence and lurking menace. Jeffrey and Sandy's exploration pulls them deeper into a world vastly different from the town's facade. Their innocent partnership turns risky as Jeffrey becomes obsessed with Dorothy, who is being extorted by Frank Booth, a sadistic gangster. In a series of deeply unsettling scenes, Jeffrey witnesses firsthand the horrors that Dorothy endures, including her exploitation by Frank and his gang. The film's characters, particularly Frank, are rendered with intense performances, Dennis Hopper's portrayal standing out as both sinister and disturbingly charismatic. Meanwhile, the relationship between Jeffrey and Sandy becomes increasingly complex as they wrestle with growing feelings for one another amidst the chaos. As Jeffrey delves further, he uncovers the collusion between Frank and a corrupt local detective, risking his life in the process. In a notorious and surreal sequence, Jeffrey is beaten and humiliated by Frank's crew, highlighting the perverse and often darkly comedic tone Lynch weaves throughout the film. Scenes like Frank's bizarre rants about beer and Dean Stockwell's lip-synced performance of In Dreams are emblematic of this jarring mix of violence and absurdity. Despite the brutality, Jeffrey continues his covert investigation, ultimately gathering evidence to expose the criminal network and seeking help from Detective Williams. The film's climax is both violent and cathartic. After a naked and traumatized Dorothy appears at Sandy's house, disrupting the young lover's fragile peace, Jeffrey races to confront Frank in Dorothy's apartment. Armed and desperate, Jeffrey succeeds in stopping Frank, resolving the mystery but leaving emotional scars. The closing scenes offer a tentative resolution. Jeffrey is reunited with his recovered father and Sandy, while Dorothy is at last freed from her torment and reunited with her son. The town's surface tranquility is restored, but with an awareness of the darkness beneath, symbolized by a robin, a creature of Sandy's earlier dream, capturing a wriggling insect. Upon its release, Blue Velvet polarized critics and audiences. Some, like Roger Ebert, were troubled by its combination of sadism and irony, finding the treatment of Rossellini's character especially objectionable. Others, including Gene Siskel, saw the film as a challenging yet mesmerizing work. Over time, however, Blue Velvet has been increasingly recognized as a landmark in American cinema, praised for its bravery, artistry, and innovative blending of genres and tones. Retrospectives point to its lasting influence, particularly in shaping the aesthetics and themes of Lynch's later work, such as Twin Peaks. At its core, Blue Velvet is a meditation on the duality of human nature and the illusion of suburban innocence. Lynch uses the story of Jeffrey and the town of Lumberton to explore how darkness coexists with light, and how even in the most wholesome environments, depravity can fester beneath the surface. The film refuses to offer easy answers, functioning both as a mystery and a commentary on American culture at a time of supposed national renewal. Through its surreal, often shocking storytelling, Blue Velvet continues to provoke reflection on the fragile boundaries between good and evil and the dreamlike spaces where they meet. Want to